If you own or are interested in the Canon R3, then today I'm going to show you how good it is at taking photographs at sports events. Hi everyone, hope you're all tickety-boo. Now this is the second video that I've made about the Canon R3, and if you're interested in finding out more about it or join me on the journey as I go through all the different things, because there's so much to learn on this camera, and make sure you hit the old subscribe. And while I was out, I got the opportunity to test this little beauty, which I'm going to do a full review on, but I reckon this is going to save everybody who owns the R system, not just the Canon R3, a hell of a lot of money if they want some really long lenses to reach out. Because if you're into sports photography, you know, event photography and things like that, or cars, motorcycles, or even wildlife photography, then you know you want to get that long zoom so that you can get right in and focus on the subject. But that's for another video. And as I said, there's so much to learn about this beast of a camera. I'm going to break it down into small ones over the coming weeks and months. And like I said, you know, I'm new to the camera itself, and I'm not though a professional or anything like that. So if you're interested in it, you can learn with me as we go along. And if there's any questions you got about it or any videos you want to make on the R3, let me know in the comments down below, and share my experience of learning about this camera with you. Plus, as an added benefit, if you want any of the photos, well, not any of them, but a lot of the photos, I'm gladly send them out to you as raw files. You can do what you want with them. All you got to do is let me know in the comments down below, or drop me an email, and it's this name here, hiethg@gmail.com. And like I said, I've already made a video, and that was my initial view and review on the camera itself, and all the little different bits that I found useful with it already. And if you're interested in that, there'll be a link up here. Plus, next week, I'm off to a car event as well, where we're going to take the R3 with the R6, meet up with a couple of car photographers there, use the gimbals and things like that, and see how it works in real life with cars, and give it a good old blast. So watch this space for the results. Anyway, today we've gone down to a local 10k running event, and it was pretty good to get down there. The weather was all right, the sun was out for a bit, the clouds came out for a bit, so we had all different types of things going on down there, as you can see. And I mainly used it to take these photos and a little bit of video. And as I said, if you want some of the raw photos, then let me know in the comments. Anyway, not to disappoint you, here's today's little joke before we get to look at the results. What happened when the strawberry crossed the road? It created a traffic jam. So, the first thing I wanted to mention really is the viewfinder, as it really came into its own here, you know, because you've got different subjects going on all the time, and the fact that you can actually pinpoint that subject that you want by your eyeball, and then actually press the button and focus on it. It's friggin' awesome, to be honest, yeah. Especially at events like this, when you've got loads of runners at the start line, like these photos here, whereby you can just move your eye around and focus on different people. It's really, really good for that. But also, when you've got a few running towards you, rather than having to, you know, drag your finger over the old joystick like this, or across the screen on the back, and like I said, you literally just look at the subject, press the trigger, and boom, you get crystal clear shots. There were a couple that it missed, to be honest. Yeah, I'm not going to say it was perfect in any way, shape or form. I'm sure with firmware upgrades it will get even better, but it was absolutely awesome. The results that I've got from this have been amazing. Now what I want to do is try and film how this works, but because it's in the viewfinder, there's no real way of me being able to do that, because you have to have your eye up to it. You can't get a camera in there or anything like that. But if anybody knows a way of video in the viewfinder, then please let me know in the comments down below, because I'd love to show you that in action. Now, it doesn't work straight out of the box. What you have to do is calibrate it with your eye. But once you've calibrated it, it's really, really accurate. And as you can see, with the calibration, you can set it up for different people or different circumstances for yourself. I've got it set up for when I've got my glasses on, when I've got my contact lenses in, or when I've got no contacts or no glasses on at all. And if all else fails and you find it's not working for you, which I think you'll find would be very, very rare, you can still go back to using the joystick, or it's got this special button on this one as well at the top. Rather than using the joystick, it just glides your thumb over it, and again you can revert back to the screen. If you're using that at different angles, you can pinpoint it, which, to be honest, it probably works just as fast as the eye one, but it's so much fun using the eye one. I probably won't use anything else when I'm doing photos. Now next is the shutter speed, 30 frames per second. I just love the sound of this. And all I can say is wow, it works so well, as you can see from these photos. But as with everything, there are a few pros and cons, aren't there? Some of the pros are, as you can see, at 30 frames per second, if you're focused in properly, or you've got your eye on that subject, you're never really going to miss the shot. And in fact, as you can see here, it looks like a film, doesn't it? And if you were to be able to compress that into 30 frames a second on your timeline, then you'd probably make a film out of it anyway. But it does smash out a lot of photos, as you can see on here. Just at this one event, I think there was 100 odd runners there. I ended up with well over 3,000 photos. I've started to drill down on them as well, but it will take a lot more work, won't it, to actually go through those and sort out the one or two that you want, that either you want to share on social media or sell to the people themselves. As to the video, like I said, I used it briefly. There's a bit of a footage from that, but I used the R6 most of the day because what I wanted to do really was test this as a photographer's camera, so we could get those really clear, crystal clear shots of people while they were running past the finishing line, you know, and out there giving it their best. But to be honest with you, the footage from the R3 is absolutely sweet, and that autofocus function on there, the way it actually picks out the subjects and moves around and tracks them really solidly, is just unbelievable. You can't really go wrong with it. Now at the end of the video, I'll stick up a little bit of video from it, plus some of the different shots that I took throughout the day. And like I said, if you're interested in some of them, then drop me a note in the comments and I'll send you the raw files, okay? Anyway, if you found this one useful, make sure to hit the old like button because it helped your channel out massively, doesn't it? And if you've got any questions whatsoever, or like I said at the beginning, if you've got certain things that you want me to try out on the R3 or answer your questions on it, leave them in the comments down below and I'll do my best to get back to you as soon as I can. Plus, don't forget, hit that old subscribe button so you don't miss out on the future reviews, views, or out and about videos. Thanks for watching everyone. Stay safe out there, keep smiling, have fun making stuff. Cheers for now.